Alrighty then. So, what are we doing here in Pioneer today? We're playing Mono Blue Devotion, care of Aspiring Spike, who is a fantastic streamer and brewer of competitive decks, mostly in Pioneer, also in Modern. So he's been a breakout voice in terms of sort of competitive Pioneer brewing. He's put together a lot of really sweet Devotion decks, such as a Mono Red Devotion deck. However, this is a Mono Blue Devotion deck. And what are we featuring in this deck list? Well, different from what this deck looks very similar to was the standard Mono Blue Tempo. We're not playing a Tempo deck here. We are playing a mid-range deck. Now, there are some draws that will play out like a Tempo deck, playing cards like Merfolk Trickster in the early game to tap down blocking creatures, Brazen Borrower to bounce permanents and come down as a 3/1. And it's possible to just attack people to death with those things. But what we're also utilizing here is Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx as a Devotion payoff. Callaphe, Beloved of the Sea, whose power is equal to your Devotion to blue. We've also got Master of Waves as a payoff, which gives us a number of 2/1 blue elemental tokens equal to our Devotion to blue. And then we've got 4 Gadwick the Wizened, which teams up with our Nykthos Shrine to Nyx to draw us a grotesque amount of cards, and then sticks around and play to be an engine with all the mana we have to cast our spells. We've also got Leyline of Anticipation. This can come down on turn 0 in order to give us 2 blue pips on the battlefield. And Thassa, God of the Sea, will wake up if we have 5 Devotion to blue. The rest of the deck is just mostly heavy blue pip cards. We've got almost all of our creatures are wizards. Is it actual, factual, everything? Hold on. Oh, not Brazen Borrower. I think everything other than Brazen Borrower is a wizard. So there's like 20 wizards in this deck. So Wizard's Retort is usually cast for counterspell mana. And then we've got just a bevy of decent blue cards here in the sideboard, including the wonderful Damping Sphere as a colorless card that we can use against the Breach combo. Anyway, I think most of the other things will become evident as we go through the league. So it's my first time playing this deck, but once upon a time, I won my local JSS tournament. That's Junior Super Series for anyone who's not as old as me. They used to have a tournament series that featured specifically anyone the age of 14 or under. And I won the local Junior Super Series tournament playing Mono Blue Control back in the day of, was it Kamigawa Mirrodin? I believe it was. And so this is a little bit of a callback to that sort of blue mid-range. All right. Hopping on into match numero uno. Shisha. On the die roll. All right, step 1. Says no Leyline and no play until turn 3. I think it's a little bit too slow, even in Pioneer. This is much better. We get turn 1 Leyline. I don't know if I want to keep everything here. We have 24 lands, but I think the thing we're going to do is ditch the Thassa's Oracle. I know it's 2 blue pips for future Devotion payoffs, but since we don't have a Nykthos, we don't have a Thassa, I'm just going to ditch the Thassa's Oracle. So we have all the mana we need to play it, play Wizard's Retort, and play we have 3 playable spells in our hand right now, so actually we'll just see if we can draw the lands that we need. There are 24 lands in this deck, so pretty happy with that. All right, pretty intuitive interface for using the Leyline, so that's nice. Never used a Leyline before on Moto. Finishing off my delicious. Oh, and the Thassa's Oracle is going to sort of semi-scry for 4, so that's going to find us a land no problem. Things that I'm learning very quickly. That was just finished off my delicious Black Forest kind of smoothie. You can get the recipe for that on my YouTube channel with my MTG kitchen videos, which are 18 months old and kind of hilarious. Ridiculous idea that I once had. Might be against the Inversion Menace. I think I'm just going to play out Thassa's Oracle here. No, Merfolk Trickster is a better beater. So, against blue-black, they're most likely going to have a Fatal Push or something. So let's play this out. Get a chance to smooth out our draw a little bit. Okay. Oh, they're going to push in response. Yeah, so this is going to reduce our devotion to 2. But since we're looking for a land, that's not going to concern us too much. Okay, so put Callaphe on top because Gadwick is not useful yet. So we did not hit the land. We're going to be okay for now. Being on a mulligan against what I assume is the Inverter deck is not the best, but hopefully we can pick up a land at some point soon. They shock, they play Thought Erasure. Alright, I'm going to play out Merfolk Trickster here because it's my only wizard. So if they don't take my Wizard's Retort, then I'll have that up starting next turn. Callaphe is actually kind of threatening. It's going to come down with 6 power if I draw land. So I'm not sure what they're going to prioritize here. They could also have Thoughtseize follow-up. So try to figure out what the texture of their hand is like depending on what they choose here. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, so took the Wizard's Retort. So possibly a removal heavy hand, possibly a combo heavy hand. Pretty unfortunate draw for us here. I'm gonna have a lot of space to interact with them with that. Coming from our sideboard, we're gonna have things like Jace's Defeat and Mystical Dispute. So it looks like the sideboard is pretty well set up for this matchup. $24 lands, guys. 24 lands. Bottom 1 in the beginning and non-stop punishment. This is Cast Down, Drown in the Lock. It's been a minute since I saw that card. Thoughtseize? Gotta be. Nope. What do you have, opponent? Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. Inverter. Just jamming the Inverter, eh? Yep, alright. So Push, Thoughtseize, and Drown are going to get become their new library. If they have Jace as their win, this could be really bad for them. But if they have a Thassa's Oracle, then we're just going to lose. So only so much we can do. Still no third land. Whew. Sometimes you magic and sometimes you get magicked. What do you got there? this now the Thoughtseize, maybe? Because if they have the Jace, they could lose the game by playing and going for the kill here. It's just got to be Thassa's Oracle, I think. Thought Erasure? Thought Erasure? Okay. So I can bounce that in response to the trigger. So this would trigger for 0, which would not be able to win the game here. But they've got the Drown in the lock, so that's just game there. Cool. So couldn't draw any lands, couldn't get anything going, just die to the combo. So what are we cutting here for what? So we've got Jace's Defeat and Mystical Dispute to bring in. I think those are the only things we want. Looks like it. Okie dokie. So, geez, I'm not sure at all how we're gonna sideboard here. So we want to keep a lot of our devotion like pips, I think. But I would think that we want to cut some of the payoffs. Master of Waves seems less than great. Trying to be aggressive and disruptive as much as we can be. Gadwick seems pretty good here, though. Well, maybe Leyline, because it just puts us down a card. So maybe Leyline lets us fight a lot better against their sort of control deck plan. So maybe like 2 Master of Waves, 2 Thassa's Oracle, Thassa, and probably not supposed to keep all these Wizard's Retorts when we're going down so many, or we're going up so many counters. I don't know about that. Definitely do not know exactly what the plan here for sideboarding is, but that's why we're here to learn. Harbinger of the Tides. Okay, seems less than great here. So this does have my number of actual devotion pips to put into play kind of low. But I think this is the kind of sideboard I want to play. Let's try it out. This Brazen Borrower is not really all that good here. Yeah. We'll see. Seems like a solid keep. Not perfect, but can't have Leyline every game, and I don't think we mull this for it. No Thoughtseize. Okay, so they're just keeping the Fatal Push-Up, I guess. Or their own Mystical Dispute. So we're going to go for a turn 3 Merfolk Trickster. Because we've got Mystical Dispute as backup, and then once we've got the Trickster down, our Wizard's Retorts go live for blue. Omen of the Sea. Sure. It's good, but it's not great. Fabled Passage does allow them to turn on a Fatal Push. They have one. Thoughtseize. Pretty happy to fire off a Wizard's Retort here. And if we get Mystical Disputed here, yeah, that's going to be fine. It's not great, but it's fine. So they're not going to take Master of Waves. They're just going to hold on to their Fabled Passage, and they're going to have a Fatal Push at some point in the future. Possibly in their hand right now, but cannot worry about that. Jace's Defeat, not a bad draw. Definitely don't want to go shields down right now, so. Choked Estuary with no reveal. Callaphe. We'll only have Mystical Dispute up afterwards, but I think I've got to start playing stuff out. We're not going to win just letting them accrue cards. Callaphe also has a sweet static text. Creatures and enchantments you control have spells your opponents cast that target the permanent cost 1 more to cast. So if they want to Fatal Push this, they have to both sack their Fabled Passage and pay 2. I won't be able to counter it with Mystical Dispute, but another Omen of the Sea, sure. They didn't reveal with Choked Estuary, so I'm wondering if they just don't have another land. Now the Fatal Push. Oh, no. Murder's Cut? No, it can't be. They don't have enough cards in their graveyard. Maybe they misread their Murder's Cut. Maybe they thought Omen of the Sea would be in their graveyard. Not sure what happened there. Oh, they forgot about Callaphe's static text. That is what happened there. Now they're going to pay 3. Okay. Oh, so the static text on Callaphe actually might have really screwed them up there because they sacrificed their Fabled Passage to get Revolt to be able to kill her. Now they're sacking Omen of the Sea for it, but the demigod, she doesn't have a job, so, you know, unfortunately. Not a wizard. Not that it mattered right now, but... Okay, so they kind of lost a good chunk of tempo there. Not in a very major way. This sucks, but it does get 4 points of power into play. And since it was such a hassle for them to kill my Callaphe last turn, just going to jam it. I have lots of counter magic for their combo piece, so as long as they don't go land, Inverter, Oracle right now, actually even that wouldn't stop me right now. So push. They also have another push, of course. Yeah, no problem. If they have the dig, they should play it now. Okay. No dig is good. Well, no one's gotten any 2-for-1s yet, but the quality of their draws has been smoothed out a little better than ours. Could definitely use some lands here. Mystical Dispute looking worse and worse. Worse and worse. But not unusable, just not as good as it could be. Opt, sure. Gotta make sure. Aha. There we go. Get my microphone on the correct setting. Another opt. Sure. There are much more high impact spells that can come out, so. Not gonna shock this, are they? They're just looking for as many lands as possible to, huh. So they probably got two counters in hand. Second Nykthos, sure. Worth noting, we have 3 sideboard cards here that I believe were all creatures beforehand, so definitely getting bit a little bit. By my sideboarding decision. I got 2 blue. Those. Dos mana azul. What you got, Matt and my Romito? You got dig through time? Yeah, that's probably dig through time. So we're gonna fight the dig through time as hard as we can, based on the way they tapped at the end of last turn. There's a very high likelihood that they have 2 counterspells here, but we will see if we're able to muscle through this. Dispute. Yeah, I can't dispute back, so I just gotta Jace's defeat. They're gonna have a second dispute or something otherwise, and then we're gonna be little trouble. But that has been the story of this match, just having some rough draws. Oh, we got there. Well, hot dog, we have a wiener. Alrighty. I could almost feel good about casting this Thassa. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So the biggest reason to resolve Thassa right now is we know they don't have counters, and she's going to start scrying at the beginning of every upkeep. That scry is a pretty big deal. Our Mystical Dispute is still theoretically live, but the problem with it is that they have so much mana available. This is another dig through time. We're going to be, yeah. Can make them tap 3 for it, but not good enough. So they're on actual factual 0 cards in graveyard though, so if they invert right now, they lose the game, so they won't be doing that. They could do something like opt Inverter and then draw the 1 card next turn and try to go for the win there. It's going to be Thoughtseize or otherwise, yeah. So hopefully we're able to scry into something relevant because this game is slipping away. Yep, took the dispute. Wizard's Retort is the more expensive counter. Scry 1. Brazen Borrower on top, please. Thank you. So we can cast Wizard's Retort and Petty Theft. We cannot cast Wizard's Retort and Brazen Borrower itself. But they don't... I was about to say they don't have any way to turn on Revolt, but they've drawn 3 Fabled Passages. Oh, but they're cracking it aggressively. So... Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. I mean, I guess I'm supposed to try to counter that. Not doing so just gives them a free card draw. I'm not really interested in that. So, gonna try here. Yep. They have a dispute. Cannot pay. So we're gonna get the Jace into play. They played Fabled Passage this turn. They don't have another land drop, so if I bounce this, they're not going to be able to replay it this turn. So hopefully they don't have Drown in the Lock as their last card in hand. Cool. So temporary solution to the Jace. And we've got this Nykthos really giving us some grief in our hand. Scry. Am I interested in Gadwick? Yeah. It's not great, but it will draw us possibly 2 cards. So, and it gets us closer to the Devotion on Thassa. So draw 2. Did get a land. Thassa comes online next turn. So should be able to beat down the Jace through most of what they can play. So here is hoping that Gadwick is going to be the beginning of us getting rolling here. We got another opt. Sure. Another opt. Sure. Is that all 4 opts too? It's 4 opt, 2 Omen of the Sea, and 3 Fabled Passages. It's been a fortunate draw from the opponent. They put 1 card on the bottom before that draw, so they did not find what they were looking for with the initial scry. Here comes the Jace. Sure. Jace is going to draw them 1 more card. Yep. They milled me. So they're interested in heading towards the end game, I guess. They're only black mana right now. So we get our upkeep scry. I'll put that on the bottom now. We have enough mana. Of course, we draw another island. Gonna play this Brazen Borrower. Nykthos actually does produce a reasonable amount of mana at this point. You can crack in for 8 here. I think it is worth splitting it. So Thassa is going to attack Jace. Gadwick's going to attack Matt Enemy Robinson. And if they have a removal spell here for one of my creatures, in theory, they could turn off Thassa that way. But we have a Merfolk Trickster in hand. So while killing my creature with pips that's in play that is increasing my devotion would turn off Thassa, I have an instant speed creature to replace it. So might be in okay shape here. Might be okay. There's no interaction for combo right now though. So this has got to be an inverter. I don't think they can combo kill us this turn, so this should not be enough to stop us. Yeah, it's an inverter. So it looks like we might have a game win on our hands. They have a 7-card library. 2 inverters, perhaps. Cry of the Carnarium. Kills my Brazen Borrower, but nothing else. Which turns off Thassa, sure. Looks like the Merfolk Trickster should be able to get us through this. So we go Trickster, tap that guy, and we're going to crack in for 10. Should be lethal unless they have Fatal Push. Tap it. Trigger. They have the push. All right, so we got to get 2 devotion pips. No, we only need 1 devotion pip to crack in for 8, which is obviously not good enough, but okay. Come on, baby. That doesn't technically work, but what I'm gonna do. So tap Nykthos for 4, which is netting us 2. Yep. Play a new Nykthos. Keep the new Nykthos. Tap Nykthos for 4. which is netting us 2. So 6. And 1 devotion pip is all it takes. 4 mana. We're going to draw 3 cards, or we could go up to 4 cards. Master of Waves is the worst draw. So we're going to Gadwick for 4. So if I draw a Master of Waves on any of the draws that isn't the last one, then I've screwed myself up. But Gadwick comes in, keep that one. Draw my cards. That is not a single creature with enough devotion, and this would have turned it on, but was not good enough. However, we're not dead quite yet. I'm not dead yet. So they have Jace in hand. Is this Thoughtseize? God bless it. Sure. They've got Jace in their hand, but they still have quite a number of cards in their deck. So if they don't have a way to take my Gadwick off the table, I can still win in theory. We'll see if we can put that into practice. Oh, they took the Leyline. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So I can tap them off of all their mana if they play Jace. Yeah, which I think they understand. So Thassa gives us another scry. Ha! Okay. Let's try this again, but this time with feeling. So 4, 5, 6. So that means I'm looking for a 2 pip in the top 3 cards. Tap the Inverter, so we're going to be able to attack for 3. Gadwick comes in, teases me by making Thassa into a creature. Draw more land, but a second Mystical Dispute. So, depending on the exact contents of their hand, we might be able to get the game win here. Inverter, your tiny 6/6 body is pathetic. What were you thinking coming into my house? Oh, do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Play the Jace. Do it. Come on. You know you wanna. We got 5 cards in their library, so even a Jace Plus is not going to win them the game here. So if they cast Jace, we dispute it. If they pay for it, we dispute it again. And then we kill them. Come on, you puny. Alright, so that's Devotion of 2. So I'm not sure if they're playing this as just a blocker. Because I have 2 disputes, and because casting the blue spell is going to tap their Inverter, I'm going to cast this. Let's see what they do. We have the backup one, so I'm not overly worried. Dispute might be resolving here. Nope, they're going to pay for it. Sure. I think that's fine. So I draw any castable spell, any castable blue card. Yeah, whenever you cast a blue spell. So I'm going to let them get their Thassa's Oracle trigger for 2. Did not win the game. Another Thassa's Oracle. That would win the game. And dispute it. Possibly got the game win here unless they have the other dispute. They've already played a good number of them, but maybe there was one in their yard before. They exiled at least one. I think the game locked up. Yeah, okay, cool. Going to game number 3, they have 7 minutes left on clock. Do I want to change it to the way I sideboarded? Yeah, I think boarding out creatures in favor of the ley lines might have been a goof. So I'll bring back in... Oh, jeez. Thassa's Oracle only has 1 power, so that feels pretty medium. Versus Master of Waves and Harbinger. Harbinger of the Tides. I think that's probably correct. Yeah. Mono blue versus blue black. Yeah, just like we like it, Roy. Just like we like it. Aspiring Spike even retweeted me. I've been retweeted. Well, actually, no. He liked it, and then someone else retweeted it, but it's something. Moving on up in the world. Moving on up. It's a pretty good curve here. So it's the first time we're on the draw in this matchup. They mulled a 6. That's a good sign. So we're up 2 cards now. I like that. And they mulled a 5. Whew. Poor bastard. Don't forget about us, small fry, when you make it. Roy, if I make it anywhere, you're coming with me. You, me, Brian, and Paul. We're going places, baby. Team A and C. Apt. Yeah, gonna fire off the app there. They're checking out their options. Drowned Catacombs. Yeah, sure. Thought erasure. Yep. I'm wondering if they're going to take the Trickster here just to diffuse my curve. Thassa is probably the most powerful card in my hand. Callaphe is frustrating. If I were them, I would feel like taking the Trickster is just going to result in the most time, which is pretty relevant right now. I'm heavy, I warn you. Yo, this is why I go to the gym, bruh. Don't even trip, dog. Don't even trip. Also, don't trip, because if you're heavy and you trip and fall, it could be more injurious. Injurious? I don't know. Takes the Thassa. Okay, so that was the line of it's the most powerful. It's kind of telegraphs that they have a Fatal Push in their hand, but I guess to cast the Merfolk Trickster at the end of their turn, yeah, we could Skype it up if you're comfy doing that. I know I'm streaming it earlier than usual, so I didn't know if you'd be ready or not. Opponent was tanking hard too, and they only have 5 minutes left, so there's a good chance they might just lose this match on clock. Unmoored Ego. Gross. Yeah. Huh. I'm gonna put in this Merfolk Trickster because I feel like there's like a micro chance that they choose it. I don't even think that would be good for them, but still gonna do it. All right, go nuts, opponent. And we're calling up Roy the boy. Get on. Hey, bud.
Hey there.
How's it going?
Doing alright, just finished eating.
Eating? What, food? Oh, I made it a huge batch of chili for the first time today.
Chili?
Yeah.
Huh.
And it was based on a recipe that said it would taste like Tim Hortons style chili, and it does. But I made it even better.
Do you like Tim Hortons style chili?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good.
The chili at Tim Hortons is a beloved childhood memory. They took Callaphe, beloved of the sea. All right. I guess
Unmoored Ego just seems like a bad thing to bring in against you, doesn't it?
It seems like a terrible thing to bring in against me. I think we're playing against someone on the bandwagon.
Bandwagon.
What they should have gone for is Basic Island. Not only is it a legal play, but it would let me draw cards in theory, or
Would have drawn 4 cards.
or it would have taken islands out of my deck.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm happy.
Well,
Okay.
it's so weird that you can name basics with that card.
Yeah, it's a very strange functionality.
Basics are supposed to be sacred.
I think it's one of those things where it's just like nice and clean that way.
Yeah, it's also really not like it's like never a good idea to name a basic.
Well, the trick is they had to add the text up to 4 copies.
Yeah, exactly.
So there is the super weird interaction that I'm sure you'd be the biggest fan of because you always are of the niche cases of if your opponent is playing 7 dwarves or if they're playing relentless
You can
rats.
only take 4 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here comes Inverter. So if they have the win in hand, we could definitely just die here, unfortunately.
Come on, interaction.
Yeah, well, we've drawn a million islands. Well, Thassa will kill them quickly if we're allowed to get there.
You need 1 more pip? Yeah.
Yeah. I can attack with the elementals and get through for 4. It's assuming I get another turn. So if they have Jace, they win the game on untap. If they have Thassa's Oracle, they can't win yet. So I think I just attack with the elementals, get in for 4 here. Yeah, that seems... Getting them to 12 seems alright. Alright, Godspeed, little doodle.
Oh yeah, why'd you board in the Harbingers?
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
I de-boarded them. I had boarded them out in game 1, or game 2. But I found that the way that I had sideboarded was not great. Is this Thought Erasure?
Probably.
Oh, please let it be Thought Erasure, where they're checking for interaction the turn before they go for the win. Could be no, they can't drown anything.
You can drown the elementals, that's all I can think of.
No, that's true. There is technically a legal target. I did not notice that.
I don't know why they'd want to do that, though.
Well, it stops them from dying. Like, depending on what their hand is, like it could be relevant.
I definitely don't understand why they'd main phase it.
That's true. Because I'm the most tapped down right now, I guess. Yeah, buddy. All right, so if they have a Jace, they can win next turn. But or Thassa's Oracle. So we have a turn to draw something that turns on my Thassa, but that won't kill them. If we draw Gadwick, we can play Gadwick, draw a single card, and if it's a blue card that costs 2... Wait, how did they... Oh, they surveilled. They surveilled. Okay, yeah, they got the game win. Shoot. Ah. That's so frustrating. They won on a mull to 5 there, and with 2 minutes left on clock. Jeez. Oh, well, it's a good deck for a reason, I mean.
I think the tragic thing is you got Unmoored Ego and then lost.
I got Unmoored Ego for Callaphe, Beloved of the Sea. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there.
All right, this is probably the best opening hand I've had, so gonna keep it. It's light on creatures, but that's probably okay. I'm angry.
I expected you to say, hi, nice to meet you, Angry. Just to tilt them off the face of the planet.
No, I figured I would be nice and receptive to it.
Oh, it looks like you're about to be receptive to a lot of things.
No.
You keep it up.
People never... I've never had anyone like really tilt off on me. I've had people say the occasional rude thing, but I find that it's pretty easy to just diffuse it or just not care. Botanical Sanctums. This is going to be Lotus Field, maybe? Alright. I think we're just going to sit. Merfolk Trickster has 2 power. If this is Lotus Field, then Trickster is one of the better things to have. Could be Niv in theory, but
How good is Thassa's Oracle in this deck?
I don't know. There are 4 of them, so I think it is a better card against aggro, definitely.
Yeah, it's a pretty good blocker.
Yeah, and Mono Red is one of the better decks in this format, so I don't see it a lot, but I think this is Lotus Breach, because we've now seen red mana. Triple Botanical Sanctum. That's rough. I'm gonna fire off this Wizard's Retort. Generally, just want to keep their velocity low.
Okay. I'm not familiar with this deck.
No, neither am I. Not with the newest version, but that's super frustrating. An 0-3, one of my greatest nemesis. Nemesis?
Yeah. Tapping it down.
Yeah. And that returns a tapped creature. So we're just going to Thassa's Oracle here. We still have Wizard's Retort up. So this lets us set up our next draw really nicely. We already have a Nykthos. Leyline of Anticipation is not really great at this point, so we're going to put the Thassa's Oracle on top because it's better than those other cards.
To look this card up. I don't know what Thassa's Oracle does unless if it wins the game.
Oh, okay, so it's blue for a 1/3. When it enters the battlefield, you look at the top X cards. You pick one of them, it goes on top. The rest go on the bottom. Unless your devotion was higher than the number of cards, in which case you just win.
Okay.
Sorry, equal to or
less.
greater. Oh, if the number of cards in your library is equal to or less than your devotion to blue, you win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a weird card. And you don't get to put it in your hand.
No. That's the weirdest part of that text to me. It's very, very oddly written. As soon as you hit that part about, like, you just put it back on top, it's like, whoa, wait, what?
Yeah.
Which is, like, it's obviously fair, because otherwise it would be, like, a blue 1/3 cantrip, which is not crazy, but it's, like, pretty good.
I would say that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Because it's not just a cantrip. It would be like, look at the top X cards and then cantrip.
No, I understand that, but it's one of those things where it's like the first time you play it out as just itself, you're like, wow, this is horrendous. But obviously, when you play it with multiple blue pips in play, it looks a lot more impressive. So my second Thassa's Oracle there went for 6. I just kind of cut through that shaft there and grabbed Gadwick.
Yep.
Which is going to be able to draw us a pretty good number of cards next turn and put us kind of hopefully in the driver's seat as far as what they're going to be able to do.
With Gadwick, you can tap down Arboreal Grazer and then bounce it.
Mm-hmm.
By just
4 mana for granted. I think this gets Wizards Retorted.
Looks like it could be important. I don't know what's grabbing.
It's gonna put a card in their hand, but the thing is, I could just counter the card, make them spend more mana.
But then this is a blocker.
It's not a blocker yet.
Oh, it's just they're casting Granted.
It says Granted on it.
Yep, I just realized that.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't have a different art or anything, but yeah, I gotcha. Supreme Verdict. Well, crap. That was not anything I was prepared for.
Ouch.
They don't have white mana though, so here's hoping that's in some way relevant. So I'm gonna go add blue.
Are you actually gonna play the Gadwick?
Yeah. It's gonna draw me a bunch of cards.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I can also keep up. I could draw 3 cards and keep up Wizard's Retort, and if they're planning on getting the white mana with something like Sylvan Scrying, I can counter it.
Yeah, that works too.
So I'm just wondering if I should go draw the full. I haven't played a mana or a land yet this turn, so I'm gonna draw 4 and assume that I'm gonna draw a land here.
Yep. You don't have any tap lands in this deck, do you?
There are 0 tap lands in this deck other than Castle Vantress.
Okay.
Ouch. That's ironic.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, I guess I should have held that because it's like a ritual. We do have a replacement Gadwick though, so like.
No, our hand is sweet. We're poised to recover from this verdict really well.
Yeah. But it'll never replace the Gadwick in our heart that we're about to lose.
Gadwick is a lot bigger than I expected.
What, a 3/3?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's a brick hit house.
Like, holy crap.
What is this? Pour. Pour does not get you white mana. I wish I could counter it, but whatever. Wait, but this only gets them 2 mana.
Yeah, I don't know where this
So I don't think they can Verdict this turn. Which is kind of sweet. This is going to be Sylvan Scrying? Nope, Satyr Wayfinder. Interesting. Okay. Does that get them a gold land? What did they put in their hand? Puts Yavimaya Coast into their hand. Okay, so still no white mana.
I wonder how they make white.
No idea. I'm going to end of turn Petty Theft. Their Arboreal Grazer here. It looks a little strange, but it allows me to tap down all their creatures.
Yep. And it gets the Ogre out of the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, basically, I'm just saying I'm getting all their creatures out of the way. If they get another land drop out of it, I'm not really, I'm not fussed. All right, so we can attack for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Post combat, we could play a whack of stuff. Yeah, cool. Nothing that I'm going to play is going to affect the combat, so let's just jam. Get in there, friends. All right, and the next turn we have lethal. Plus we have Thassa, which is pretty great against their sweeper. So 9. So you play Thassa, Leyline, and I think that's probably it.
Yeah, you already have people on board.
Yeah. And the other thing is, like, I have 2 mana left over, but I don't, like, I could play the Brazen Borrower with it, but that means I go shields down on the Wizard's Retort, so I'm pretty happy to just pass the turn. And then even if they Wrath, I can just go... No, I can't play the Harbinger. No, I can play the Harbinger. I have Leyline. I can't pay for it to have Flash normally, but I could just pay for it to have Flash. So the question is, if they can get a white source with this, I'm going to assume they can. Do I care? Because they get the Wrath, they tap out to play the Wrath, and then I play Harbinger, and I crack them for 7. So that's not lethal.
They die because you can make things unblockable with Thassa.
No, everything's going to die.
No, like if you counter this is what I'm saying.
Right, but I'm saying if they have another way to get the white mana, because they have 7 cards in hand right now. I think I'm going to let this happen.
That's really scary.
I don't think it's that scary, because I'm pretty sure what it's going to get is a mana confluence, which will push them to 7, and then I put my 2/2 into play. Now they get Lotus Field. Okay, so they have to untap that.
Yeah.
So when they try to untap it, whatever they're going to use for that, I'm going to counter that. Yep. So, and also that mana...
That little Vizier.
What?
What do they play the Vizier?
Yeah, they do. They do. So if they cycled that, I can't counter that. So that's worth noting. Good thing to point out there. But it's fine because they have 1 and 1 blue up here. So for their hidden strings. So if they have a second hidden strings, then we're slightly in trouble here. But I think this is probably enough. We'll see. If they have the second hidden strings, they can still Verdict. But they need to take 1 for it. But I can't play the Harbinger anymore. Yeah, they had second hidden strings. Well, we're going to be okay here.
Yeah, you can crunch him for 5 next turn.
Yep. And we're set up to kill them afterwards through it anyway, so.
Yeah. Gadwick is insane. Holy crap.
Gadwick is very good.
Three.
Yeah.
Like 3 times as big as Blighted Agent.
Not really. Blighted Agent has Infect.
Yeah, it's very misleading.
It's like, I think that's pretty pretty misleading here.
But Blighted Agent doesn't draw you cards.
That's true. Blighted Agent doesn't do my favorite thing in Magic, drawing you cards.
I wish Gadwick was a good card.
Oh. Don't we all?
It's still expensive because of Commander.
Red. What is this?
Is there like an Anger of the Gods? No.
Oh, they're. I think. Oh, they're gonna be able to go off here. Well, that's so obnoxious.
Oh, with Hidden Strings. I see.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Well, it depends on what the rest of their hand is.
Well, they have Pour over the pages in their bin too.
Yeah, and they have the. Well, yeah, but they're gonna eat a lot of cards to get to it.
I guess. What is their win con, anyways?
It depends on the version.
Is it
Usually Thassa's Oracle.
That card is remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it would be as popular as it was initially. I thought it would just be an ad nauseum thing.
Nope. It turns out it's one of the best alt win cons ever printed.
Yeah. Move over Laboratory Maniac.
No, absolutely. It's so much safer.
Yeah.
They have dig through time in there now. They can't cast it yet, but they potentially will be able to. So next Hidden Strings gets them up to... Each one is +2 mana? Yeah. So they're casting it now, so they're going to go to 8. Cast another Sylvan Scrying, but they already made their land drop. But I gave them a Grazer. Yeah. So they're going to use the green to play the Grazer. Yep. Then they play the second Lotus Field. Yeah. Now they can Hidden Strings. And then they can start pouring. Yeah.
What other win cons do they use apart from Thassa's Oracle?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
They've used a lot of stuff before Breach came out, but now that Breach is out, I have no idea. I know they play like an Ugin. I know they play like, I don't know. But I don't know if this deck in particular is doing that. Is tap for white this time? Oh, maybe they're just doing click efficiency. I don't know if they're actually going to cast the Verdict. So they can cast the Pour here. They're doing it.
So with regards to the Harry T tournament, I'm definitely willing to go if you are.
Okay.
I think Josh might be going too.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you know ASAP.
Yep.
Should know by probably tomorrow. So they cast the Pour. Now they're down to 3 cards in Yard. I think now they're going to Verdict. So they can't escape anything right now. Strategic planning. Okay, that's going to give them more than enough fuel. So now they cast Pour again. Oh, this one's from hand, so they don't have to escape for that one. This deck is so stupid.
Yep. Combo decks, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about combos in Commander? Do you think 2-card combos are okay?
My feelings on that aspect of Commander are similar to most of my feelings about Commander. I don't think we should be making any judgments about Commander because it's a for fun, casual format. So I think everything should be unbanned in Commander, or the ban list should be a lot more stringent. And I think your playgroup should police itself, which all of them basically do anyway. I just wish that was literally part of the rules. I wish the ban list for Commander was literally like, this is a suggested ban list, or this is for like tournament. So like Kitchen Table Magic, right? Technically, it's kind of like Vintage, right? You could say that.
Yeah.
But it's like no ban list Vintage.
Yes.
Right. But like the point is, there's no such thing as a Kitchen Table Magic tournament. And that's why it is what it is, and that's why it's great. And like there should be like tournament Commander and then the Commander that everyone actually plays.
Yeah, fair.
I just don't understand this like waffling middle ground that they've decided to be in.
I think it's just, I wonder if it's a result of the actual rules committee being divorced from actual WotC.
That's probably part of it. The thing that just tilts me off the face of the earth about it more than anything else is the idea that the commander ban list is like has any relevant meaning other than just being frustrating.
I guess it's handy for like conventions and stuff.
Sure, but the decks that people play there are still super obnoxious. Like it doesn't actually do what it's supposed to be doing, right?
I guess.
Like
yeah.
Rhystic Study's not on the list. Card is
pay for that?
Obnoxious.
Yeah.
Whereas like
Studies
French Commander or French EDH or whatever they call it, which is like the 1v1 EDH, as far as I understand it, that's like the 1-for-1 EDH that is like played as a tournament format. That ban list is apparently a lot more stringent.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot that multiplayer polices that one-on-one just can't, like Soul Ring.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but then on the flip side, like the reason I think Soul Ring should be banned is like, imagine the game state where 3 people draw Soul Ring and 1 person doesn't. Because like the example that Saffron Olive mentioned today on the Goldfish podcast was like, oh yeah, like 1 person could grab the Soul Ring, but like then everyone else just targets them. Like, yeah, but what when 3 people draw Soul Ring and 1 person doesn't? And obviously, like that's not that likely, but okay. So they finally won the game after playing with themselves for like 6 minutes. Cool. So our sideboard has a Damping Sphere. And then other than that, when we're looking at their deck, I want to say Aether Gust is probably what's supposed to come in. No.
For Breach, yeah, I guess.
For Breach and for Sylvan Scrying.
Okay.
Just being a reasonable 2-mana piece of interaction, I think.
That Grazer soaked up a lot more damage than I thought it would.
It always does. That's what Grazer does. Grazer is a very obnoxious Magic card.
I like Grazer.
Yeah. I think I'm tempted to like pull down and cut the Master of Waves, but I think Thassa's Oracle is definitely one of the worst cards in this matchup.
Doesn't it get better now that you're boarding in cards?
I don't think so. What do you think my 2-mana 1/3 is doing for me?
No, I think that point is valid. I'm just asking if the scry matters.
I don't. No.
Okay. Well then, yeah, board them out, I guess.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Okay.
Feel like maybe 2 ley lines and leave in 2. It's kind of just a good devotion payoff.
Yeah.
I don't know. That feels like a weird cut to me. I feel like, or like 1 Master of Waves and 1 Gadwick, but like Master of Waves can end the game so quickly when it resolves. And it's good friends with Leyline. This is one of the strangest decks I've ever had to sideboard with. Oh, I bet Brazen Borrower is pretty useless here, so we'll cut 1 of that.
Against that Breach.
Kind of, yeah.
Is it good against any of their win cons or their alternate their board plans?
I don't think so, but I don't actually know what their board plans are.
Because it is a generic catch-all answer, unless if they're boarding lands or something. I don't know.
Right, but the problem with Brazen Borrower is like a lot of the things it's an answer to. Like, say they bring in an Ugin, well, they've just minused their Ugin. Bouncing it is not a great idea.
Yeah, that's true.
This hand is acceptable. We're just gonna hope to draw into the right amount of disruption at the right time. They mull to 6. So last match, I think we lost game 1 to Inverter, but I was able to pull out a game 2. But they were way down on clock. But they still managed to sneak that game 3, as you saw.
Yeah, that deck.
Yep, it's very, very good.
I want to play in Pioneer. That's probably it.
It's very, very good. No Grazer. That's all right by me. We don't have any disruption to play, so I'm just gonna play Harbinger here. It's a good chance we're just going to jam this Brazen Borrower next turn for maximum damages.
Yeah.
If we can curve up to it, Master of Waves seems really good too.
Oh yeah, I read your article. It was sweet. It was what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't enjoy reading the Reddit thread though, but
Well, I mean,
me and Reddit.
That's fair. I think there was some good discussion being done there between, the other things.
I guess. This didn't impress me.
Cycle, sure. Looking for Grazer. Oh, cool. Play the Borrower here, I think. It's 2 blue pips either way. Let's play a Trickster.
Might as well play a yeah.
Yeah, it's 1 less damage, but that was a great draw. Okay, so the question is, do I take the risk that they're going to go off on turn 4, or do I play... And I play the Master of Waves here? Or do... Because if they... Hold on, so if they play a field, they have to sack their 2 lands, but they could float the mana for a Hidden Strings, untap stage and the field, then they'll have 4 mana. Or 3 mana, they can make the stage into the field, and then they will only have 1 left, so they can't play another Hidden Strings. I think
the Master closes out the game
really fast.
Yeah.
So
I think
I'm gonna take the chance. There's no feasible way they could verdict me this turn. So putting 12 points of power into play seems reasonable here.
Yep. I'd say it seems good. I don't know if it seems reasonable.
It seems a little unreasonable, perhaps. But back to the Cryptic Command article. One of the things that created a pretty decent discussion was one of the things I thought of when I was thinking back to playtesting with Gabe. And it was that was the thing I was thinking of that they might have.
This is the Control Mirror one?
It was the Control Mirror, and you Cryptic to bounce their land.
Yeah.
People were like, that doesn't seem like it's ever the correct play. I'm like, okay. It definitely is.
Depends on what's going on.
No, but it's more that if you're doing the land drop part of the game, or land go part of the game, oftentimes if you are on the play, if you force the Cryptic on them, you're about to go up to 5 lands and you're going to put them down to 3.
Yeah.
So, and they'll have to discard if they haven't played anything yet.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of factors that really incentivize them to counter your Cryptic.
And then you get to slam your threat.
Yeah. All right. Am I replaying the Master? No, I'm just gonna hold up because I could play Merfolk Trickster at the end of their turn.
Or you could play the Leyline this turn and Master next turn, or at the end of next turn.
I don't.
For that long.
I'm pretty worried about this turn right now.
Okay, fair. So it makes sense to just play the Trickster and the hold
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
I think I'm happy to sit. Because this disincentivizes them to go for it this turn. Oh, they scooped.
Okay.
What the flip? All right.
Their hand was just dirt.
It might have been. One of the questions I had too is I wonder if Jace's defeat is worth bringing in. Don't know.
Over.
Maybe 2 of the Aether Gusts. Something like that.
I guess you care more about their Thassa's Oracle than you do about.
Well, if they're going for the Oracle, I don't think they go for the full combo if I have mana up. Or if they do, they go for it in a redundant way. I'm gonna try it. So the Jace's defeat could be more Aether Gusts. So as we're going through this game, we can just go was that worth it? Was it not?
Yeah.
We died. Boo.
Ugh. It's
What?
a keep.
Yeah, it's a keep. It's got a Leyline.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's got 2/2 and a Wizard's Retort. Like, that ain't not bad. 3 2-drops. This is a very reasonable hand for this matchup, I think. If we draw Damping Sphere, it's like...
That would have been sweet.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. Oh boy. Might be too little. We will see. Interesting to note, I can play my Harbinger of the Tides with Flash, or I can play it with Flash.
Yeah, well...
I can't afford one of those, but
Yeah,
Leyline is a pricey card. Thespian Stage. Okay. Did they got a Lotus Field last turn, so I wonder what's up with the sequence there.
Maybe they have like a Grazer in hand.
Yeah, that could be. Blast Zone, okay, so they're already... Yep, they have the Grazer. So now they put in the Lotus Field, sack their 2 green, blue lands. Gonna be a rough one. Hooray, their Grazer temporarily did not have reach.
Yeah. End of the battlefield effects are so sweet.
Yep. Sure. Can't crank the Blast Zone. Cool. So even though they have a Blast Zone here, I'm going to play the second Trickster. Is that true? Do I just Gadwick?
Gadwick attacks through the well,
it doesn't attack through the Grazer, but if I play Gadwick, I get in for 2 or 3. Gadwick is pretty much all upside here.
Yeah, considering that you have the second, I think.
It also increases my devotion by more, so if I draw a Nykthos right here, of course,
nope.
Then I would have had more power. This also diversifies my mana costs.
Yeah, so
I get through for an extra damage here by doing it that way.
Yeah.
Still got our Wizard's Retort. Coast.
Witch's Vengeance blows you out.
No. Oh yeah, Wizard. Yep. Poor. Think I want to retort that. Gives them a lot of options. Ah, and we get the twofer. That value. Damn it. Yeah. Well, might be dead. There was no world in which, though, we were going to be able to, or there was basically no way they would ever tap down enough that they wouldn't be able to play that when they knew it was in their hand.
Yeah.
So, is what it is. Here comes the breach. Oh, not yet.
I think the real question is, why are they angry?
I don't know. They have like an infinite amount of mana here, so like, cannot imagine that we live. Because this is gonna be granted for breach, and then they just go off. Like, yeah, there's the breach. So I think we're done here. They have way too much time left on clock. I don't think they could possibly whiff.
Yeah, I think it's very unlikely they will.
Mm-hmm.
This is a position where I can
condone
totally
scooping.
Quality of life.
Yeah.
Decisions that you make.
Yeah. Well, this is the kind of thing I scoop to, dude. It's just it looks different in different forms. Definitely feels, as Jeff Hogan was pointing out, it feels like we're in the depths of Congo winter. Just,
What other combo decks are? Oh, yeah, blue black. Yeah.
yeah. And then there's another one. Oh, Heliod Ballista. Mono white Heliod Ballista.
Is that really a thing?
Yep.
Though?
Yep.
Wow.
It's a mono white like aggro mid range deck that just also has Heliod Ballista in it and Nykthos.
I think it's always exciting when there are like 2 combo decks in a format. When it gets past 2, though, it starts to get really hectic.
I like modern where there's like 20 like reject tier combo decks that occasionally people play, like Living End.
Where do you think Ad Nauseam slots in the tier list in modern?
It's like it's a rock solid tier 2. It's actually like slightly lower than that, but one of the things is like there's always some subset of the meta which it has very good matches up against.
I feel like I see it perform better than it should because Chris Flink is very...
The only person you know who plays it very well.
Well, there was someone else that played it. What's this space? I can picture him right now, but I don't know what his name is. He goes to ANC. He hasn't been around in a while, though.
Joey Jojo Jr. Shabadoo?
I think it might be Kyle, maybe? Then maybe that's his name? I don't know.
Okay.
He has spacers and I think he has...
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
That's the only other guy I know.
Yeah.
Do you think it would have been better if Lotus Field was better, as in better gameplay, if Lotus Field was legendary?
Oh my god. I don't even want to... Yes, it would be way better.
I wonder why they didn't make it legendary.
The gameplay, quote unquote? Trying to think, how many legendary lands have they printed in the last couple years?
How long is couple?
I want to say 3.
3 years?
If we go back to Ixalan year.
Oh, Ixalan year. Oh.
So the flip lands are legendary.
Yes.
Speaking of which, some of the enchantments that flip into the lands, some of them are optional flips, and some of them are not, by the way.
Yeah, that's true.
Just a funny point. Like, Search for Iskanta, you can choose not to flip the second search, but some of the other ones you can't. It just flips and kills
I think
itself.
the red one flips no matter what.
I think the white one does, too.
Yeah.
It's not a great hand, but I'm going to keep it. Opponent mulls to 6, and then keeps. But out of lands you can just, like, play. Hey, we kept Thassa's Oracle in an aggro deck. Against an aggro deck.
I can't even think of one legendary land in a standard legal set that's been printed in the last 3 years.
Which one?
I can't think of any.
You can't think of any. Yeah. Okay, so we got Eldraine. There's none there. There should be 5, but there's none.
Is the Labyrinth from this set?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Labyrinth of Scophos? No, it's not legendary. Earthshaker Kenra. Yeah. Well, that's a 2-1. Anyway, yeah, I think since like Ixalan year, I don't know if they've printed like any legendary lands.
I wonder why.
So that well, you can see that like the thing they've been doing is like just printing like sweet utility lands like Castle Vantress, Castle Ardenvale, Castle Garenbrig, and just not making them legendary so you can play 4 copies in your deck. Which
I guess it's not like an obscene power level apart from Lotus Bloom or Lotus Field.
Lotus Field, yeah.
Lotus Field, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things. Oh, they have green in their deck. Anax. Yeah. Okay. Gonna enjoy having my Brazen Borrower now.
He's the guy that spits out tokens, right?
Yeah, so when Anax or another non-token creature you control dies, create a 1/1 red satyr creature token with this creature can't block. If the creature had power 4 or greater, create 2 of those tokens instead.
Oh.
They attack only with Anax. I think I'm just going to petty theft it.
Makes sense.
Yeah. See ya! It's a shame I don't have 1 more mana up, but I guess I could have just taken the crack for 4. But Oof. Do I Chadwick for 1? I think I kind of have to. If he survives this turn, it means I have a lot of power going into the next turn.
He can block Anax, right?
No, Anax is a 5/3.
No, but like he can trade with it, is what I'm saying.
Sure, and then they get 2 satyrs. I mean, technically, yes. Domri, Anarch of Bolas. Wow.
Oh boy, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's gonna be a 7/3.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
Yeah. They can
Trading
also
looks
just fight down my blocker.
Yeah.
With like Zergo. Yeah. Are we just dead? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, we're taking 13. But I have to block, so I'm just scooping out of this one. I don't want to figure it out. Do I? If I block Anax, they get 2 satyrs. I guess that gives me the best chance of surviving. But I have no realistic way to get that Domri off the table and have a... Well, I need to draw a blocker, basically. Domri with Anax is gross. Well, Trickster is something.
Yeah. Trickster.
Mm-hmm.
What a sweet, sweet wizard.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Oh, please don't have more. What is this? Stone Coil for 6. Wow.
You didn't want to...
I wanted to tap something. I just stopped paying attention because I was looking at the... God damn it. It didn't matter. So we could tap 1 creature. We could bounce the Domri. And they would still be able to swing for... Yeah, we're still screwed, though.
Or trade...
Yeah, I don't think there's a single out in the deck there.
No, yeah.
I think we still die next turn.
Any.
Yeah. No, I just wasn't able to keep my head together through all that. You don't think we want to play this? Maybe we do. Yeah, that's probably what that's for. So, Leyline seems really bad in that it's just a card that doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's pretty dead.
Yeah. Then Brazen Borrower did not seem great.
It's an atrocious blocker.
Yeah. Yeah, actually it might just be Borrowers. Yeah, seems fine. Let's do it. Come on.
Curious as to how well Domestication is.
Yeah, I have no idea. I didn't even know this was a Magic card before I saw it on a sideboard.
I've seen it before, but that's because I was looking at threat and effects.
So that's uncubable. That's better. Gonna bottom an island and not get punished this time? Hooray. They also mulliganed. So 6-6. All right.
How do you choose when you stream?
How do I choose when I stream? I just kind of figure out where I have a window of time. Okay. So like before, like when my grandmother gets back from Thailand or no Vietnam.
Yeah.
When my grandmother gets back from Vietnam, I'll probably switch back to the schedule I was using before, which is that we'd have dinner at like 6:30, and then I could be ready to stream by 8.
Okay. I was just wondering if there was like some strategy, like.
No. I don't have anything like that.
Okay.
I mean, the only strategy is that I realized that I was like when I was streaming till like 1-2 a.m. That there was one of them that went to 2 a.m. But it was streaming until 1 a.m. that I was feeling pretty tired by the end of it.
Well, yeah.
If you have no counterspell, I'm sorry for what's about to happen. Well, at least you're sorry. This is Eidolon. Burning Tree Emissary. So there's going to be a chain of things if I don't counter this one. So we can postpone the chain of things by a single turn with Aether Gust.
Which is pretty big.
Yeah, and I think it's worth Aether Gusting the very first part of it. Because you can never break the chain. You can never break the chain.
Would you have done it if your opponent hadn't said that?
I would have thought about it harder. I definitely would have thought about it harder, but if we can curve out into this Master of Waves, we're in really good shape. Okay, so since I drew the Wizard's Retort, do I just sit?
How big is Callaphe?
She's a 2/3.
Oh, she's a 2/3.
Mm-hmm. So the thing is, they're gonna make their play, but they're gonna be able to end it with 3 mana this time. The question is, are they playing like a Bushwhacker that gives it all haste? The Surge one is legal, I think, from BFZ block.
Yeah, Reckless Bushwhacker.
Yeah. But Callaphe will be able to block 1 in the worst case scenario. I think I'm going to do it. This just is such a huge upside if we get Master of Waves next turn. So, let's see what's up. What's going on. Okay, so now they get to do their thing. They kept a 2-lander, so 3 of them. Do they have the Whacker? Good God. I think I just take the 9.
I don't see the point of trading off.
Yeah, because then they lose the +1 power for next turn.
Yeah, and then it just blocks everything really profitably.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not assuming that they won't possibly have another thing to do, but that is...
Master.
Yeah. Master. Master. Down. And he is pro-red, by the by.
Yep.
Just like in the fine tradition of Goblin Piledriver and other cards just having random ass protection.
Well, Goblin Piledriver made sense.
Does it?
Yeah.
Is there any
like a hate card in Standard?
No, I understand that, but like when you look at that card, there's like nothing there that like it doesn't tell you it has protection other than like literally reading the text. It's not like like Wizard's Bane Goblin or something. Like it's just one of those things that's like really like this is purely for gameplay reasons, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I can Nykthos for only 3.
Nykthos doesn't net you mana.
No. I think I just play Thassa's Oracle here. Another blocker and sets up my draw.
Don't tap that way.
I couldn't tap any other way.
Oh, I see. Never mind.
Yeah, no other way was an option, my friend. So
okay. I'm glad that I saw things incorrectly.
Good. I could get another Master of Waves.
Yeah, that's pretty...
Probably the best thing to get, right?
Yeah, in this matchup, I totally agree.
And they also all become 3/1 tokens.
3/2s?
No. Oh, yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 1/0 tokens.
Yeah, they're 1/0s.
Yeah. 1/0 tokens. What a strange world we live in. Is this the Alpha Strike? Yeah. All right. So blocking. So I think. So this goes here for sure. We go 1, 2, 3. And then do I throw Callaphe in front of the Stonecoil Serpent, or do I just keep her? I think I keep her because she's a deterrent for burn spells.
Yeah.
She makes it harder to cast burn spells, and she's 2 devotion pips. So if something happens to my Oracle here, I don't want my devotion to be too low already.
Yeah.
I think this is fine. So if the Oracle dies somehow, Thassa's alive next turn. We're also top decking another Master, so second Master should lock this game up, even if we're at 8.
Yeah.
Just punted. Didn't realize I don't have green. Yeah. Wild Slash.
What
sure.
What green for?
I don't want to know.
A Tarkus command. Okay.
Yeah, that would be good.
That's probably it.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have blown out a lot of the blocks. Okay, that's good info for next game. Okay, so we're gonna kill them. You said. Is that what you said, Roy? I think you said we're gonna kill them. I think we're gonna kill them. And crack. Nice aggro deck. Smash. That is acceptable. Taylor Swift Spear. I have no fear of you. All right.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yep.
Domestication never came up, but if it did, it would have been okay, I guess.
Yeah, it would have been fine.
It would have just made a blocker.
Yeah, I mean the idea I think that is that it's a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being on the draw here, though, they would have gotten that.
Domestication's kind of bad, and Borrower's probably better when you're on the draw.
Yeah, that actually might be right. All right, I'm pretty incentivized to keep this on the draw. It's 2 3/3s to block, and it's got an Aether Gust to get us there. So it's a 24 land deck, which I believe means we're supposed to have 3 lands by turn 3.
Yeah.
But as match 1 was an example of, sometimes you... What is it? I had 3 lander. I mulled to 6, and I kept the 3 lander. That would have been fine with 1 more land, and I never got it.
I'm more concerned if the 3rd land is a Nykthos. That would be irritating.
Slightly, yeah. Don't play something I can spell pierce. Good. Oh, it's game 1 again. Neat. I remember game 1. Game 1 was fine. Oh shit! Their Kenrock can't block.
Yep.
Hey!
Thank goodness.
Oh, that's freaking sweet. Is it better to play this or Aether Gust? I think the Oracle's better.
If they attack with a Swift Spear, do you block?
Probably not. If they attack only with the Swift Spear, probably not.
Okay.
The worst play for me from them would be Domri. Because Domri triggers Monastery Swiftspear, and then they can minus it to kill my Oracle. They do not have it. Sweet. That's like the best possible play from them, from me.
Wonder what they have in hand, though.
I don't know or care. I'm blocking the Kenra. Like, that's what we do here, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think about what's coming up.
Could be anything.
The Kenra is a good block.
Targus Command, yeah. So I take 6.
I think that was fine. The long run, I guess. Now they don't have the Aether Gust command with like gas on the field.
Yep. So we're gonna go Gadwick into Master here. So they don't. If they have a second Aether Gust command, we could be in trouble. But oh no, this time Gadwick would trade for the Kenra or what have you. Chandra, that's so obnoxious. Wow. Whew.
Maybe they take up for mana? No.
No. I mean, if they did, it probably is worse for me because that means they're going to play Bushwhacker, right?
Yeah.
We have no life gain in this deck.
I don't know. If they play Bushwhacker, I'd be a lot more comfortable than not having Gadwick on the field.
Yeah. So I can Aether Gust their Chandra.
Do you really want to reset Chandra?
I don't, but here's the thing. I Aether Gust their Chandra. Next turn they replay it. They probably plus it for mana. And then I can Merfolk Trickster during combat. I'm just trying to like figure out the most way to live.
I just would have thought Gadwick into Master of Ways is the line that we're going for.
Not anymore. We're dead if we do that.
How are we dead if that happens?
We take 4 next turn, and then we take 2 the turn after that we can't do anything about.
I see.
I think we're dead no matter what. I can't believe they curved up to 4 lands this game and then just dropped a Chandra. Oh. That was such a good curve from them.
I guess Master of Waves by himself. He blocks well.
Yeah, that's actually probably the best possible play. Doesn't feel great, but the Elemental can block Kenra, the Swiftspear can, the Master can block Swiftspear, and depending on what they do, I can just have Master attack Chandra down.
Yeah, exactly.
So they flipped a mountain, I take 2, they could just burn me out here very easily. That won't do it.
That being said, this is putting lethal on the board.
God! Wow! Oh my god. Wait. The Bushwhacker can't attack.
It has haste.
Oh my god, it does. Why didn't they attack with it last game?
Because you had a 2-powered blocker, I think?
Yeah. God bless it. So, the best quote-unquote block from when I thought the Bushwhacker couldn't attack was this. But there's no way to do it. We're just dead.
We did.
Yeah. So 0-3 with this deck. But we've won a game in every match. So I feel like this deck is just maybe hard to pilot. Which I guess makes sense because it's a mono blue deck.
Yeah.
In a powerful linear format.
But you know what gets me? Why was your round 2 opponent angry?
What, maybe from the previous rounds?
I really want to know.
Yeah. I'm just going to throw my smoothie cup in some water so it doesn't get all kluggy.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
Oh, perfect timing. All right, winning die rolls. Huzzah. This is a very questionable hand.
I think if you can cast... No, this is so bad.
Yeah, drawing another Nykthos would be the end of the world.
Yeah, I would all this.
It's so close. That's the frustrating thing. Okay, that's better. So we just ship the ugly island.
Oh, I thought you were going to shift the one on the far left.
Nope. You kidding me? That's an Onslaught Island. It's gorgeous. Actually, if we draw a single island, we have a sick curve.
Oh, yeah.
Master of Waves put 12 power into play.
I hope we're playing it. No, we're not.
No, it's probably Inverter. At least they didn't have turn 1 Thoughtseize.
I wonder when they'll finish the cycling cycle.
That's a really good question. Well, they have to have another set with cycling, obviously, but...
Or they could print it in like a Horizon set.
I hope not, because I want it to go through Standard.
Yeah, that would be better. It is definitely not the first land that I printed a Modern Horizons set.
What is the first land you would print in Modern Horizons 2?
Fetch lands.
Yep. But that's not... Modern Horizons doesn't do that. Modern Horizons is all reprints from non-modern. So the next non-modern Master set.
Let's see.
Because Master sets are dead.
Modern Horizons. I don't know. Maybe they'd complete some of the other Future Sight land cycles.
They're all complete except for... No, they're not all complete. The two that we... Oh, okay, sorry. Yes, you mean complete. You mean all 10?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think only one of those is fully complete.
Or no, not all 10. I guess.
Just 5?
Just 5.
Okay, so I think 2 of them are complete from that perspective.
Yeah, Horizon Canopy and the Graven Cairns.
Horizon Canopy is not complete. No, it's Graven Cairns has all 10.
Yes.
But what is the other one that has 5?
Does.
I thought they completed 5 for one of them.
They completed 5 for this Horizon Canopy land.
Yes, but it's not the allied cycle. They made the enemy cycle. So they completed a different cycle. There's now 6 of the Horizon Canopy quote-unquote cycle. Quote-unquote cycle. Which is just the most frustrating number. Okay, I'm going to play Brazen Borrower. I feel like
6 is the most frustrating number, really?
For me.
Why?
Because it's like because they went from 1 to 6. I think is the most obscene part about that for me. Like they had 1, and they didn't make 9. They didn't make 4. They made 5. So they went from an incomplete cycle to a further more incomplete cycle.
I guess the only reason why, I guess to you that makes a lot of sense because you played when Future Sight was out.
Yeah, a little bit, but
yeah. But to someone that doesn't really, that just would have just played the Modern Horizon set by itself.
Okay, so do I fire off Master of Waves here into their obvious Fatal Push? Or Gadwick is a draw card?
He's a draw card plus eat a Fatal Push.
Yeah. And then they won't be able to push the Master the turn after as the Dream.
Yep. And if Gadwick survives, oh boy.
Well, I can't imagine that's going to happen in any way, shape, or form, but it is theoretically possible.
I just hope it doesn't get censored.
Oh, yeah, I forgot some of them play that. The frustrating thing about playing against Inverter, too, is there's, like, many different versions of it.
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot of variations. Just in the package of cards they play, like, they don't all play Thought Erasure.
Okay.
Some of them play more counter magic, some of them play less.
I guess seeing them play Thought Erasure and Thoughtseize bodes well.
Maybe, yeah.
Like that, they don't have the sensor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems likely that they're not playing sensor if they're playing Flat Erasure, I would think. That makes sense.
That being said, sensor's still playable in these discard decks because it cycles.
Of course. Same with sometimes they play a main deck Languish and sometimes they don't.
Main deck Languish.
Yep.
Strange.
Oh, also they have Omen of the Sea now, so they can turn on a Fatal Push if they need to.
Yeah. I guess we just hope they don't have the combo. Well, I guess they can't go off right now.
Nope. They don't have enough mana. But if they have it over the next 2 turns, like, we have to draw a piece of disruption.
Are you just going to jam Master next turn?
Almost definitely.
Makes sense.
Jeez. They're really tanking over there, huh?
Maybe they're away from keyboard.
Yes, they might be. They passed the turn. I don't like it.
Past the turn. Weird.
I don't like it. You do have them down at 12.
It's a 3-turn clock right now.
Yeah. They kind of have to have an answer for Master of Waves.
Yeah.
They definitely have to have an answer for Master of Waves. Do they have the push? That's the question. Hero's Downfall. Oh, vomit. Yeah. Take my last card.
Still on a 2-turn clock.
Yeah, we have Castle Vantress to try to sort of... I mean...
Okay, I guess that works.
And they just stacked something on top without knowing that I was going to have Master, so...
Why didn't you just attack with the Oracle?
I did that last time. They made the block.
That's fine.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't feel like making the technically correct play this turn.
I also just thought it was fewer clicks, so I just assumed it was something you could do.
I think it's actually technically more.
Really? Just right-click attack with all?
Yeah, instead of go to attack phase, click one creature, click next.
Fair. Okay.
Because then I have to go right-click, attack with all, next. So it's one more. Okay,
Good.
So Jace's Defeat and Mystical Dispute are coming in. Leyline went out last time. And I think I'll trim a Master. I know it seemed good there, but like it's so clunky.
I think it was very clunky.
Yeah, like we kind of got lucky that it was as good as it was, and maybe one Oracle. Seems like the best trims.
There's like a weird buzzing sound.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. There's like some kind of vibration or something happening in the building. Well, it's dying away now.
Yeah.
Good for you, little microphone, picking that up.
It's still going.
No, I know it's gone. I know it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me change the low cut filter because that might So I moved the low cut up to 120 hertz, which should get that. That's pretty freaking low.
I can still hear that.
Okay, let me bump it up to 160. Should be gone now.
It hasn't changed in volume.
All right. Well, I can't do anything.
So every time you start talking, it goes away.
Yeah. It's so as I told you before. Am I gonna keep this? Technically, I can't play anything, but we're against the Thoughtseize deck. They mulled to 6. I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna take the risk. We also have Mystical Disputes and Jace's defeats to draw into, so nobody said it wasn't a risque hand, but
aren't you worried about just not having enough lands and also just having 2 legendary creatures?
Nope.
Of the same name?
Not at all. I probably should be, but I'm not.
Let's hope we hit our line drops.
I think it's so that I don't know this deck well enough to know how bad this hand really is, and I don't know this matchup well enough, but I do know decks full of Thoughtseize and Thought Erasure, and so seeing 2 Wizards Retorts, which really mess with their game plan, plus like an actual reasonable number of like good cards, like they took Gadwick there. Like I never thought in a million years they would take the Gadwick there.
I thought they would, because everything else is like you've effectively don't have access to one of the cards in your hand. They don't need to take away Callaphe, and you have 2 Wizards Retorts, so
yeah. But Callaphe is a pretty good threat.
I'm just glad we drew that 3rd island.
Oh, me too. I mean, I kept the hand entirely on the idea that we would, and we should, but just because you should doesn't mean you will. This dispute off the top was sick, too.
Yeah. Allows us to dispute this Thought Erasure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no Thought Erasure.
I'm going to jam the first Callaphe here. It's a good chance there's counter magic or a removal spell, but... Nope. Omen.
They'd have to have... What removal spell would hit it? Doesn't it make things cost 1 more?
Yeah, that's true. So right now they wouldn't be able to. Okay, so good. That was great. Just going to attack for 2 this turn and leave up Retort plus Dispute. At the end of their turn, I can play a Brazen Borrower and also have Dispute up.
Yeah. That hum is still there, by the
No,
way.
I'm very well aware. I can hear it audibly in person. There's nothing I can do about it. There's something way above me, and I have no idea what it could be. Maybe someone using like a jacuzzi tub. Like that sounds like what that could be. Comes Fatal Push. Okay.
It's a 3-mana Fatal Push, or 2-mana Fatal Push.
Yeah. Do I counter this, or do I just let it go?
Well, are you going to take your next turn off to play the other Callaphe?
Well, I don't have to take my turn off. I have a Mystical Dispute. Because here, so if I allow this to happen, what it means is that at the end of their turn, I can play Brazen Borrower, and then play Callaphe on my turn, and I have Mystical Dispute up that whole time.
So wait, what are you suggesting?
That I can just let this happen. That's not a big deal. Okay. I guess it's a pretty big tempo gain, though, to counter it.
It sets you back like a turn.
Yeah. Because of Callaphe's static text, I think it's pretty good to get them with this. And they're also choked on mana. So keeping it in play longer is more better. That was... Not the best draw, but it's okay. I'll take it.
You want to play her first?
No. No, I'm still on the Brazen Borrower plan.
Okay.
Brazen Borrower puts 5 power into play. Supreme Will. Sure. Spending their entire turn there to go for 1 mana. Oh, maybe someone's dishwasher. That could be it. I've never heard it before in being here for like 2 months. I think that's as high as my low-cut filter goes. Yeah. Damn you. Okay. Brazen Borrower. Shisha. Pocket Sand. Oh, they were F6'd. Sweet. I would like to crack in for approximately 1 million. By 1 million, I mean 7.
2 turn clock.
Yep. Crack Omen. That's a good sign.
It was probably activating it for Revolt.
Yeah, that's possible. Which means I have to retort it? Oof. Yeah. Alright. So I think I'm gonna retort it.
Yeah.
My Wizard's tribal deck somehow has 2 creatures in play, 2 creatures in my hand. None of them are wizards.
Yeah. 3 creature types, none of them being wizards. Yeah.
I think there's 4. Yeah. Fairy Rogue, Demigod, and God. I mean, including my hand, I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right.
Inverter.
That's annoying.
Yep. It just means I have to play Thassa out.
I hope we get like an Oracle or something.
So it taps for 4, but if I play Thassa first, it taps for 5, and I can make both my creatures unblockable.
Yep. I think that makes...
I think I end up with 1 mana left over, too.
Oh, wow. They just... Okay.
Yeah!
Sweet.
Nice deck. Nice inverter deck.
So, round 1, we lost to Blue-Black Inverter.
Yep.
Round 2, we lost to
Breach. Round 3 was
round
red,
3,
green.
Mono red.
No. It was red, green, whacker. I'm going to call it whacker. Which definitely, like, the red-green deck seems like a bad matchup for this deck. Not unwinnable, but generally quite poor.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't look good. Though, I guess this deck has a large number of good blockers against that deck.
Not against the red-green deck, because they get too big too fast.
Yeah, they have a lot of +1/+0 effects.
Yeah.
Or +1 effects.
Yeah.
Vitarka's Command,
Yeah.
that Planeswalker, and the Bushwhacker.
Yeah. Domri, Anarch of Bolas.
Domri, Anarch of Bolas.
We're keeping the hell out of this one.
Mm-hmm.
I am really glad that we have this copy of Leyline because it's got the sweet palm trees.
But the other one has no grab.
I was on the play. I just skipped my turn 1. Oh well.
Ouch.
I mean, it's basically like being on the draw.
Minus the card.
Yeah. We're against Sultai Delirium. Okay. Well, at least we drew that land we needed.
Yep.
That is the first time I have ever done that. I don't know what I was talking about the sweet Leyline palm tree. Totally worth it, by the way. Did they bin double Thoughtseize there? Well, that's something. Okay. Okay. Shisha! Pocket sand. Oh no, I'm turning on Revolt. Ooh. All right. That's a hell of a thing. Get him. Oh, didn't block. Okay, I could upkeep Trickster, their tracker, but oh wow.
Well, now you might want to.
No. I'm way more worried about what actual 4-drop they're playing. That's like, I think it'd be sunk cost to remove it now. If they crack any of their clues, or depending on what they play here, like I'm putting a 6-power Callaphe into play that I can make a 9-power Callaphe. So we'll see what this is. Walking Ballista. Spells my opponent's control.
Is this just spells or spells and abilities?
Spells. It's just spells.
Okay.
They've been moving in the direction of doing most of these things as just spells. Do I counter that?
I think so. If we don't counter it, our hand seems to line up okay with it right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think I could just let it resolve.
Yeah.
Then I guess I don't bother attacking with Merfolk Trickster this turn? No, I should. Probably not going to block the tracker. Crack in for 9. Fair. Oh, they're going to shoot the Trickster? Still fair. Yeah. Sure.
Do we have another land drop?
No, I made my land drop.
Okay.
Jeez.
You can Trickster plus counter?
Yeah, that was my plan.
Okay. Does this leave them dead? How big does Callaphe get with Gadwick on board?
9. So we're going to hit them for 11. And I can draw 2 cards. Alternatively, I can hit them for 9 and put the Thassa into play this turn. But I think... No, we're going to Gadwick and we're going to draw 2 because next turn I can put Thassa into play and then make the Callaphe unblockable. Redundancy, I guess? So...
4 Thassas or 3?
3.
Okay.
They abrupt decaying my Callaphe here? Probably. Pay 1 more. Do it.
Gadwick.
Yeah.
Wonder why.
Because they're planning on blocking the Callaphe. So they can't put... They're choked on black mana. I didn't notice until just now. I think they're screwed. Let's get them black land.
This is my favorite moment of like every Magic game. Will your opponent tap it?
We welcome you back to another edition of Will They Tap Out? So they got Udo? Okay. So they lose.
Dead.
They're dead so many different ways. They have 1 mana open. Spell Pierce is a legal card, but that can't counter this. I think the most assured way to win is go Petty Theft.
Yep, you can pay for Spell Pierce.
Pay for anything. I will kill you, sir. So that's Callaphe doing the thing that I knew that she was completely bonkers for.
Yep.
Okay, so
just eating spot removal alive.
Aether Gust seems real good. I don't know about anything else. Domestication would have been great to steal the tracker. Although I guess I can't crack clues if I do that. I can just make them until I jump block. Which doesn't seem too bad.
Doesn't seem that great of a plan.
No, and it doesn't do anything against Zero. I think it's just the Aether Gusts.
Yeah.
Then Thassa's Oracle seems kind of medium. And then maybe a Leyline and a Master, something like that.
What do they play that's blue?
Not much. I don't think Mystical Dispute is worth it if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, that or Jace's Defeat.
Definitely not Jace's Defeat, because Jace's Defeat can't be targeted against non-blue things.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what they play that's blue.
I think this is fine. Thassa's really good because she's indestructible.
Yep.
Borrower's pretty decent. I think everything else is pretty decent. I'm just going to hit the washer real quick as we get into this one.
Well, I'll be back.
Yep. Alright. Let's get a rockin' and a rollin', rockin' and a reelin', Barbaran, Barbaran. Alrighty. Opponent keeps a 7. I don't think I can responsibly keep this hand. I want to on the draw. I'm going to keep it with the Thassa's Oracle. It's a little crazy. Roy's going to get mad at me for it, but I think we're going to be okay. Having the Leyline tipped it for me. Hey, we got there. No Wayfinder, okay. So Oracle because it sets me up for a land draw, and then if this eats a piece of removal, I'm pretty happy about it. Now that I have 4 pips in play, this Nykthos is fine. And I don't have a Gadwick in my hand, so it's definitely okay to grab the Nykthos there. Thassa's Oracle's been much more impressive with the scrying ability than I thought it would be. The body's been really weak in this league, but we haven't hit the actual stock mono red deck. I think it would be a little bit better there. Woo! That is not what they want to see. So we're going to crack in for 1 here. And then we got plenty of wonderful instant speed things to do. You going to push it? Really? Yeah, all right. I don't love it, but I'll take it. Do 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 do. Wow. Alright. I'm gonna play Brazen Borrower here because Merfolk Trickster is a wizard, and I would like to be able to retort things. I'm gonna go fetch push or just abrupt decay. Sure. Guess I should have played Thassa out. Nah.
Back.
Hey, bud. I kept a risky opening hand and got thoroughly paid off for it. The 1-lander with Leyline, Thassa's Oracle, and Merfolk Trickster. Easy there, butthead. What the hell do they have going on over there? Rex Sage.
Guess it's time to play out Thassa. Or counter it, I guess.
I'm pretty tempted to counter it. I really don't want to go down 2 devotion pips here.
So how are you going to do that, though? Oh, I guess you're not going to play the Trickster versus you're just going to straight up counter it.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna make the legal play.
Yep.
Does not feel the greatest, but the alternative is let it kill my Leyline and then play Thassa.
But your hand's so much better with Leyline.
Yeah. They have not done anything this game, by the way. Like,
yeah, it looks like they've done. Looks like they fired off an abrupt decay on a borrower.
Yeah, no, this is on the borrower. Thassa's Oracle ate the fatal push.
Okay.
They've very slowly gotten close to Delirium. Okay, this turn is about to get gross. Because we go Trickster.
Can you play out everything?
No.
No, you can't. You can play out the Master, though.
We're going to play out the Thassa here.
The Master gives you 5 tokens?
Oh, I guess in the face of that, actually, yeah. Because Thassa wouldn't even turn on, so yeah.
No.
Hello. Oh, come on. No counters all game, and that's the first one they play. I mean, I'll take it because I top deck the Gadwick, but like, jeez. Okay, so we're gonna go. I think I just want to play this Thassa now because they're tapped down. Look at the counter they brought in was Stroke. I'm just gonna do it now. I mean, would have hit the same result essentially anyway, but like, damn it, that was really brutal.
How would it have been the same result?
I guess I could have responded with Gadwick for 2.
Yeah.
But it still feels terrible. I don't want a Gadwick for 2.
Arguing with that. Yeah, it definitely feels bad getting Thoughtseize.
Well, it's not. I don't mind getting Thoughtseized generally, but getting Thoughtseized exactly there was like really, really frustrating. Bottom. Card with 2 pips. That is a card with 2 pips. I'll take it. Do a jam it out now. Yes. So can tap 1, 2, 3, then I have 2 left afterwards, so I can't do it that way. Nykthos produces 3, which is mana neutral. So just play the Borrower, then crack in for 5. Do 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 do. They have instant sorcery, creature, land. Yeah, so they've got Delirium off of the honest card types. Oh, why? Okay. They can't Emrakul. Could get Ishkana, which I guess is their best get. Hostage Taker. Oh boy. Yeah.
Are they going to take the Borrower?
No. They could take the Thassa, dude. I mean, I guess taking the Borrower means they could play Petty Theft.
But I guess it doesn't go. So that's what I was leading to is, do they get to cast the Petty? Do they get to cast the Borrower off the Petty Theft?
Interesting question. Do you know the answer? I know the answer.
I do not.
Okay. So when the rules for Adventure came out, it was surprising and confusing. For not actually confusing, but it was interesting. So I have to do this now.
Does it go into exile under the owner of the effect at the time?
Yes. So
Okay.
The player who controls the Adventure spell can cast the card from exile.
Okay, makes sense.
I mean, yes, but for once, because like this is like the only time where that's like a thing.
When else does it come up?
Well, it hasn't, but like it's more the point of like, think of other situations of abilities that are kind of close to this but not. So like, I grab your creature and then it dies. Does it go to my graveyard? Of course it doesn't. But in this case, it goes to like, quote, your exile, which is like, that's not a thing. The exile zone is shared.
Do you want to scry now?
Yeah. So yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So this taps for 5. I think I want to play the Brazen Borrower, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, because this puts them on a 2-turn clock.
Yeah, exactly.
I might upkeep Scry. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so if I upkeep Scry by using Nykthos, then I have blue untapped. That's okay. Yeah, because if I... Well, it's not great if I Scry into a Wizard's Retort. But I think that's what I'm going to do. I could get an Aether Gust along the way. So, yeah. I think I'm pretty priced into keep Scry. If it's a literal Gadwick on top, I'm going to be like, ah. That's fine. That's almost exactly what I wanted. Top. Draw. Yep. Go to Combat. Get in there, boys. Boys. Now they're getting the Scry ones. Card on the bottom. Sign of weakness. Huzzah. Perhaps we got there. Perhaps we got half of our burrito money back.
Half a burrito, just a half-eaten burrito is just not appetizing.
Well, this is a burrito half, so it's been sliced down the middle.
I guess that's a little better.
It's a lot
Actually,
better.
It's a lot better.
It's a lot better.
Doesn't it depend on whose half-eaten burrito it is?
Well, it would if that was what we were talking about, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a half a burrito. It's not a half-eaten burrito. It is a half of a burrito. Oh, well, we just got there. Super.
Okay.
All right, so Mono Blue Devotion and Pioneer. Pretty sweet deck. Where's Moto? Pretty sweet deck, generally speaking. That league was not a great example of it, but I think it's probably better than it showed itself to be there. We had some rough draws against the Lotus Breach combo deck. We did run into what seemed like nothing but absolute top tier decks, except for the red-green deck, and the red-green deck is definitely pretty well set up to beat this. Sure, Aspiring Spike knows what he's doing with all of his card choices. I definitely don't know how to sideboard this deck and how this sideboard was built. I am actually going to take the rest of tonight off, just not feeling it. So I'm going to go do other stuff and try to be productive and well-balanced in my life. And so eat some of my delicious homemade chili. And then I will catch anyone who tunes in at some other point. Roy, any closing thoughts on the Mono Blue Devotion deck?
No, not really. I'm just learning about this format as we go along.
Yeah. It's a good format. I mean, right now it's in a bit of a rough spot with the sort of combo winter-esque nature. And even the mono red aggro deck is like... Actually, the mono red aggro deck does feel like honest day's work. So, thanks for watching, peeps, and